What? You seriously don't believe me? My husband says your mum's a quirky and independent woman, and we bought this house together. She left you back then because she was afraid she couldn't support herself, so she heartbreakingly chose to let go. Demi pondered over what the man said, but suddenly she noticed blood and a tooth in her food, and the scene freaked her out so much she dropped the plate. Her mom was just as clueless, thinking maybe the husband misspoke. The next morning, her husband had to leave for a few days for work, leaving the mother and daughter alone, hoping this would help deepen their bond and eliminate years of awkwardness. Little did they know that night something spooky happened. Mom was sound asleep when she suddenly heard crying around her. She thought it was Demi, but after checking the room, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Just then, the voice rang out again. Following the sound, she found a woman in black in a corner, crying against the wall. This sight shocked Mom. "Oh my, who shows up at this hour in my own house?" She quickly asked the woman who she was, and the woman slowly turned. She just said, "Are you okay?" And the next second, she slashed her throat with a knife and collapsed. But oddly, her body started to rot right before their eyes. Mom woke up at this point, only to see Demi next to her. Turns out she came to check on Mom after hearing her shout. Mom excitedly told Demi about a scary dream she had about a woman in black who committed suicide holding a knife. After hearing this, Demi recalled a weird old lady named Mary who lived nearby. She had long, messy red hair and never set foot outside, but sometimes you could spot her through the window. Her house still stands there today. At the movie's start, Demi and Little Black knock on this door. Some claim Mary's a witch, spreading rumors after her death. They say if you knock on her door, she'll come looking for you. Demi even told Mom about her knocking on the door with Little Black. Well, Little Black went missing that very night, and it's likely that Mary was coming for her. Mom bravely reassured her, "It's just a bad dream. Urban legends are just tales to scare kids. You're perfectly safe here. Nothing will happen." Time passed until dawn. Mother and daughter shared a bed overnight when a knock suddenly came from downstairs. Mom bravely opened the door. Demi watched fearfully from behind. When she opened the door, she found muddled Ginger. She urged Mom to hurry and get to work. But just as Mom was prepping, Demi walked in with coffee. The moment Ginger saw Demi, her face turned pale with fright. She told Mom she had to leave immediately. Demi and Mom exchanged puzzled glances at this behavior. They quickly asked what was going on. Ginger said Demi now belonged to someone else, and darkness surrounded her. She had been marked by something terrifying. After saying that, Ginger hurriedly left. A few days later, a cop showed up at the house, someone who knew Demi from childhood. She came to investigate Little Black's disappearance, possibly related to a case from a few years ago where a boy named Mike went missing. Demi speculated that Mary, the old lady, took Mike, so she and her friends kept bugging Mary, knocking on her door every night. Eventually, Mary couldn't take it anymore and chose to take her own life. When they found her body, it was already mauled beyond recognition by wolves. According to the police investigation, there was no evidence to prove Mary took Mike, but most child disappearances usually involve someone familiar. The cop asked Demi when she last saw Little Black. Demi said, "We knocked on Mary's door and Little Black just vanished." The cop said Mary was dead and couldn't return. Hearing this, Demi felt the police didn't believe her, so she kicked the cop out. That night, feeling unsatisfied, Demi dove into investigating Little Black's disappearance. Through research, Demi found information on witches, which in Eastern European folklore represent evil witches and sinister mothers. She's the oldest of demons, capable of opening portals between hell and earth to devour innocent humans, like Mike possibly being one of her victims. But Demi had a new discovery: the demon's power is limited. Hence, she needs humans to become her slaves for assistance. However, human slaves can be recognized because the demon marks them on their chest. Just then, Demi pulled out a picture. The design on it was the demon's mark. If she's correct, Mary is a slave to the demon. Knocking once awakens the demon, twice calls the human slave. The only way to break free from the demon's control is to commit suicide, or trick someone into taking their place. But at this, Mom interrupted Demi, insisting she didn't believe in the existence of demons. Just then, Demi seemed to see something, going frozen in her tracks before dashing out in fear. Meanwhile, the mirror returned to normal. The next day, a caregiver came to check on Demi's living situation. Demi was busy moving tools to subtitles. Everything seemed fine until Mom entered with the caregiver. The room was in chaos, all statues destroyed. Since no one else had been in besides Demi, Mom concluded Demi was the culprit. Demi felt very wronged and insisted she hadn't done anything, but Mom wouldn't hear it and angrily confronted her. Demi's heart sank under Mom's disbelief. She decided to leave the house and return to the care home. Mom powerfully asked Deme, "Do you know what's the scariest part about having a baby? It's not the pain or lack of sleep, but the lack of motherly love. Since you came into my life, I've never been able to leave you. Leaving you behind back then was out of necessity, just to give you a better life. The love still exists, regardless of what happens. My love for you will never change." Demi calmed down after hearing this, sincerely telling Mum it wasn't her doing. Finally, Mum believed Demi, and their bond began to strengthen again. As night fell, Demi was sound asleep on the couch. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.